Welcome to Creative Type Podcast. This is episode 35, Connecting with Your Art Collectors. I'm Lori Rivera.
And I'm Jaime.
And welcome to Creative Type Podcast.
Hello, welcome.
Hey.
Hey, Lori.
All right, we got some new things to talk about. How have you been, Jaime?
Pretty good. Can't complain.
Good? Yeah?
Yep.
I know you're working on those dog commissions.
Oh, yeah. Had a little health hiccup, and I'm getting back on that today. So, hopefully I'll finish them up today. But, so what have you been working on? Let's see, you just had a show.
Yeah, the Rats Live on No Evil Star, which is a palindrome. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah. It was a symmetry show, so...
Actually, I meant the other show, the actual
the
art show.
Right.
One Saturday, yeah.
Myriad Brewing, a brewery downtown, they had a Fighting Seasonal Depression art show. And it was just wonderful. It was the first show, and it went great. They had a steady crowd, and it was just perfect. It was an indoor show, and I love indoor shows. They're so much easier than outdoor shows.
Definitely.
And it was great. So if they have it again, I would love to participate again.
I know, and I was scheduled to go to that, but this little health thing that I had to have done stopped me from doing that. But I hope to be at the next one too. So hopefully they'll have these again.
I hope so.
It looked. I saw some pictures, and it was in this beautiful old building, and I thought that was really cool. It was really cold that day, but it didn't stop people from coming out. So that's great.
I was worried about that. I thought, oh my gosh, it's so cold out here. It was like in the 20s. And I thought, man, people aren't going to get out today in time for this show. And then I was totally wrong. I was totally wrong.
Oh, don't you love it when that happens? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess today we're talking about connecting with your art collectors. And I think I'm going to start because I want to say what's the first thing that we would say about that, and it'd be like, why? Why would you want to connect with your art collectors? Mm-hmm. And I would say because, relationships matter. And
it's all about relationships.
Yeah, right. Fostering those relationships with your audience turns out to be, just really beneficial for your career. And, you never know when you're going to actually make friends like we have with Lisa and others that we've become friends with. I know that I've had a lot of collectors that I consider friends now.
I know, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really, what am I trying? I'm looking for a certain word. It enhances your life. Enhances isn't the word I'm looking for, but, just having those relationships and building those friendships, it really makes a difference in your life, I think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely it does. Yeah. So I guess what we want to talk about here is, how do you even start off? So when we were talking about connecting with your art collectors, we're talking about both new and ones we haven't met yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sharing a certain amount of your life with them to connect with them, like on a human level. And I think it helps show them that you're a person and not just this business behind the monitor,
Right. Like if somebody goes to your website, let's say, and they read your About page, which I think most people do visit your About page because they want to learn more about you.
Right.
And so they're, reading your little bio and everything. And, if you have kids, they have kids, you went to college at University of Southern Indiana, and they did too. And anything you have in common with people who visit your website or visit, a gallery and see your work there or wherever, you're going to connect. That's how you connect with people.
And it just makes you more relatable too. If you share things that's going on in your life and not just be behind a, closed door and not accessible to people, I think it really does help.
Right.
And the ways that you could do that, of course, are on your website, on social media, and I think it helps to talk about the ups and downs. Now, I kind of gloss over some of the downs when it comes to certain things that I don't want, like this little health thing. I haven't mentioned it. Mm-hmm. And hopefully it's going to just be nothing, right? And but I do know that a lot of artists that do, and it works for them as far as, they're being authentic and genuine to themselves. The one I'm thinking of is, what's her name? The has the colored hair sometimes.
Wyan?
Yes, the
Yeah.
YN. Yeah, and she kind of just puts it all out there. Now, I don't know if she's putting it all out there, but she puts a lot out there.
Yeah.
And I don't think it seems to turn anybody off. If it does,
I don't think so either.
they're a drop in the bucket because she has a
Right. She has a large
humongous,
following.
yes, a humongous
Oh yeah,
following.
and she's a wonderful painter. If you
Oh yeah.
aren't familiar with her, look her up. Her name is Diane Thompson, and she's just amazing.
Yes, I love her. I love to watch her. I love to see what she's going through. I mean, I hate that she's gone through this because she had a pretty radical surgery for cancer and stuff. But I love. She's just got the best attitude, doesn't she?
Oh, she does. Yeah, she's so positive and upbeat.
Yeah.
And I think people love that about her. You know.
Yeah.
Yes,
right.
Diane Thompson. WYANNE.
Yeah, I'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah.
As a mention. Okay.
And we've talked about too before, like attracts like. You always say that, Jamie.
Yeah.
And it's like that kind of goes along with connecting with your art collectors if you like the same kind of things they do, and
right.
just
or if they can just
one other way to connect.
Right. Or even if they can just relate, like you have your mental wellness that you talk about often, and I think that's such a big thing right now that it's really important that people are talking about it more than they used to, and they don't. It's not stigmatized like it used to be.
Yeah, it's getting better.
It's a lot better, and I think that, and they're relating. A lot of your collectors are relating with you on that level. And for instance, for me, I talk about gardening a lot, and just having pets, of course. Who can't relate to that?
Right.
Yeah. But I think the most important thing is that definitely just be genuine in your interactions with people. I think that's so important because people can spot a fake. We could smell them a mile away.
Right.
Yeah. It's always, and I know that being authentic, that is so overused right now, but it's used a lot because it's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
and I think, I think it's important to do little things for your collectors, like send them cards if they come to a show to see you.
Yes.
And
if they bought artwork
whether they buy something or not, if they just came to support you, send them a little note in the mail and say thanks for stopping by the show, so good to see you, that kind of thing.
Yes, and definitely don't forget to send them something if they have bought some artwork from you.
Right.
And I think it's nice to just send something periodically, just to thank them for supporting you. And you could sending them a postcard with your latest painting on it. I think that's just little touches like that. They go such a long way.
Right.
And they keep you on mind also. And, they might stick that little postcard on the refrigerator and remember you when it is time for them to, add another piece or buy a present for someone. I think it's just fostering relationships is the whole key to the game here. Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying, when I took marketing classes in college, they always talked about top of mind positioning and kind of like what you said with staying on their radar. Same thing. Top of mind positioning. You want just like little postcards or cards that you send in the mail and things like that. It's like you want them to think of you first when they have an art project they need to do.
Right.
And not only just that though. I mean, it's all about fostering relationships. That's the bottom line.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes. And just like I'm in the works of planning an open studio and open gardens here in my studio and house here. It's looking like it's hopefully going to be July, but that's not going to be just open to the public. That's going to be, reserved for my people, the ones that I know and I connect with. Of course, I'll mention on my social media, but I'm not going to give out directions to my house on there. It's going to be directed towards people that, I consider friends and collectors and people that show a genuine interest in me. And so that's going to also be a little thank you, to them. I'm going to have some light refreshments and hopefully get to, talk with people on a deeper level. And again, that's just going to deepen our relationship together. and hopefully,
Yeah.
keep me not only consider a friend, but keep me in mind for, whenever they want that sort of thing. Because that's
Right.
exactly whatever I look for. If I need something done, I think, okay, who do I know that offers this service that I
Oh
can
yeah.
use?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's so important to kind of keep it in the family, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I don't necessarily mean blood family, but just keep it with people keep it kind of local and not necessarily local, but the phrase that I'm using there.
Yeah.
But I think that that's really important.
Yeah.
And just staying connected with the collectors. And it's just a continuous journey, right? You can't ever just do it once and say, okay, well, I did that, now I'm done. No,
Right.
we have to continuously stay in touch with them and the connections that we make. We have to, like, I have been bad. I haven't felt that great, so I've kind of just fallen off the little social media wagon the last few days. So, but that's important. I need to get back on there and keep the connections up because that's what they are. We may be annoyed and irritated that we have to keep posting and it feels like jumping through hoops a lot of times. But when it comes down to it, what we really are is we're just keeping up our connections with our people. And I think if we could think of it that way, it makes it a lot easier. At least it does for me.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, if you don't stay in front of people, they forget about you.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
They forget.
Yes.
You have to keep the communication open and
And be
stay on their radar.
That's right. Be authentic and genuinely interested in them as well. You can't
Right.
it can't all just be one-sided.
About you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you
Right.
we have to go a little further, go the extra mile and ask them questions and I think a great way of doing that is like maybe ask questions. And you could do that on social media, but here's another thing, also showing work in process and maybe mentioning it, that what you're working on, of course, we always talk about that, but maybe even on your website, have a button there where people can contact you just to talk about what's going on in your art life. Like a let's connect or let's talk button on your website. I think that would be really beneficial. Now I have a contact page, and I think you do too, Lori. You have a contact page. Yeah, but maybe even make it a little more casual and say, have a button, hey, let's talk, and it is just another way for them to email you, or even if you feel comfortable putting your phone out there. I don't know about that one, but I think I'd definitely open it up for correspondence, email-wise.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and then as you get to know one another, then maybe it would lead to phone calls. And, who is it? Is it Picasso or is it Matisse that had the two ladies?
Oh, it's Matisse.
Yeah, had the two ladies, and he wrote them letters and like love letters, but basically not really love letters, but he really, they were his biggest benefactor.
Right.
But,
they owned how many of his paintings?
Oh,
it was
I don't even know.
huge number.
Yeah,
and
it was a lot.
And didn't they open what happened to those paintings after he died and after they died? Do you know?
I think that they donated it to a museum or something.
I think you're right. I think they did.
Yeah. I would have to research that. I don't know where they did, but that seems logical because they were kind of like spinsters. I hate to say that, but they never got married. They never had children. So it would just make sense for them to leave it for the public to be able to enjoy.
Right.
All right. So can you think of any instances of people that you follow that you feel like they give off a really good vibe as far as wanting to connect and being genuine with people? Besides YN, because we know she is.
Yeah, I think Flora Boley does a great job at that too.
Yeah,
and
she really does.
She has beautiful work as well. So look her up if you don't know who she is.
Yeah.
She does a lot of workshops and she has some books out and she does a lot of I consider them more on the abstract side, but they're representational,
Yes. Yes.
pieces.
Abstracted. Yes.
And they're just gorgeous.
Yes, they're just
but yeah,
fun and colorful. Yeah.
Yeah, but she shares different things about her life, and kind of keeps her collectors updated and her friends.
Right.
And
right. And another one I think is that Wendy McWilliams that we both follow.
Yeah.
I think she does
too.
to a pretty good extent.
Right.
I'll put all these people in the
and
show notes.
All these people we're mentioning, they just have gorgeous work, so you got to check them out.
Or at least we think it is, right?
Yeah, right. It's all subjective.
That's exactly right. Eye is in the eye of the beholder, or beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Yeah. Well, this has been good, I think. I can't think of anything else offhand that
I
do. Yeah, I think
it's pretty straightforward.
It is, yeah. Just you try not to drop the ball too often. Keep up your relationships. I mean, it's like keeping a friendship, right? You can't just have a friend and then not ever talk to them.
Right.
Because the friendship isn't going to go anywhere.
Street.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And okay, I guess we could kind of play a devil's advocate here. So what do you do if you're like wooing this person and you don't hear anything back? Like it's crickets. Like you send them postcards and your email, they're on your email list, and maybe you notice that they aren't even opening your emails. What would you do in that case, Lori?
Yeah.
Would you just kind of give up, or what would you do?
Well, that's a good question because, I do have some people like that.
Yeah, I do too.
And, I guess I just have kept the status quo and I continue sending them things,
Yes.
I mean, I'm thinking like, if I put myself in their shoes, I'm on a lot of artist email lists and mailing lists, and I don't necessarily reach out to them either, but that doesn't mean I don't want their emails.
Right. But now if
so
they're not opening your emails.
Oh, well, right.
Yeah, if they're not
I
opening
do have
them.
some people like that too, I think.
Yeah.
But,
and I do think it's kind of, to kind of go a little off topic here, it's important to keep your list clean, because that hurts your deliverability rate.
Right.
If people are on your list continually just for a long time and they never open it. So Google looks at that and they start thinking, okay, well, nobody, they're not wanting these emails, and it puts you more at a spam risk. And you'll be put into the dreaded spam folder or the promotions folder. So it is important maybe you need to look at how you're delivering your message. Maybe look at how your subject lines look. Maybe they aren't good enough to entice someone to open that email.
Right.
I think I've seen times where I've not opened emails and I'll hear from them as far as another email that says something along the lines of, "Are you still there? Do you want to still keep getting these?" And I think that's actually a really good idea because it's kind of a way to keep your list fresh and up to date and giving them the option. I mean, maybe they're just too busy. I don't know. I do kind of feel like it is good to clean out your list every once in a while. And, maybe people change. So maybe they liked your work, or maybe you changed. They liked your work before a few years ago, and now you've evolved, and maybe they're not so crazy about it anymore. And, that's fine because people change. The artist changes, the collector changes. And maybe, I have noticed this on some of my collectors, they're getting older. We're all getting older, right? And they just don't need the art like they used to. And I don't know how big gifting art is. I kind of think it's not really a thing. It's so personal. Yeah. It's kind of like buying perfume. I mean, oh God, I wouldn't want anyone to buy me perfume.
Oh yeah.
I know. That's so personal and taste, your own taste. So I guess unless they knew someone really, really well enough to know that they really like it, but maybe that you've just reached the end of the relationship. But I don't know. I still think that if it were me, then I still would want to know what this artist is up to because I would have pieces from them, right?
Mhm.
So I think it's good. But I mean, if you're just getting crickets and nothing, then maybe you do need to offer a way out for them.
Right.
All right.
Well, can you think of anything else?
No, but I don't want to end on a bad note like that. That's kind of negative. But
Oh,
yeah,
right.
just continue making these relationships. Consider them, like keeping up with your friends. And I think that makes it easier to post. It doesn't seem so daunting to do these things to keep up with your friends, right? And your friends want to support you, hopefully, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I guess that's all we have to say about that today. I do want to mention the last time we had a podcast, we mentioned getting interviewed by us via like questions. And I want to extend that back out again. So if you would like to be interviewed by us, and we'll send you a questionnaire, so just email us at creativetypepodcast@gmail.com or contact us through any of the socials, like we're on Facebook and Instagram. And I believe, yes, YouTube, and I believe you can leave a message on the Creative Type Podcast, which is creativetypepodcast.com. And that's also where you can catch up with all of our podcasts that we've left. But other than that, I think we're good for today, Lori.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so, well, let's see. What if we ended with something a little different? Like, what was something you did that was exciting this week? Or since the last podcast? Have you had anything exciting happen?
Oh my gosh.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you are putting me on the spot. Well, that show, show I did Saturday.
Yeah,
if we're talking in relation to our art.
Yeah,
that
or
was
just
great.
anything.
It was a great show. So that was exciting.
Yes, that is exciting.
What about you?
For you? I know. I shouldn't have. I should have thought about this a little further in advance. I don't have anything exciting to share. I guess I'm excited to get these commissions done and get back. I'm excited to get back into the swing of things. Kind of been down for a little while, and I think a lot of people can relate to that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for spring, right? It's going to be like this week.
Right.
I think we're going to be
not that far away.
No, it isn't. So
March 21st, right?
Yeah, we're pulling away from 20th or 21st. Yeah, we're pulling away from winter, and we're moving towards spring, at least in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah. I've been painting my florals lately, my little vases of flowers.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've done 3 so far.
Oh, I'm so ready.
So I'm on my little kick,
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm ready to paint some more flowers myself.
Yeah.
Okay, Lori. Well, I guess this is just a reminder, connect with your art collectors in any way that feels genuine to you. And I guess we'll see you the next time that we have another podcast or another episode on Creative Type Podcast. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye.